We Kane Energy Minister Honorable Boacheja Kon no ne yenua obi na ebo enkomo no ene o chese nye watan wiase de saa nete we ade mu obi na nani anso a na watwe ho esi wono wo dwene ne ho mampani no opedie wo ho enti MPP mpanifo ya yi wo manim so omunya franka krafo di bre ya wo mu bedi nyina wono so gina mo wonu nso ginam ya jesa mu bie kwa mu a obekwa akofa no wonu nso ahweso obenya franka kurafo di bre no wa MPP mu anaja wabedi ni mampani sese wonu no na brabo mu no wodwene ne ho a na mampani de de oye nyina da nani anso woyi na die kura no wonu mampani na mu kura amfre no era jesa odo so aye chief of staff so anaja yeyi na die nti so nyina mampani ani anya sese de wodwene ne ho o nheda ni mampani nchabia sawo ono abobo acheja kon enonom na wotwe mu ana eye wosofo ya wo hye ahonedie na afensuansu ahonsam eso ma me Cecilia Brapa enso eba santimantema hinko kumase na okọ adoato ena okọ hye eye ECG wo mukebo center no a ewo ho no eno na den kanea ekọ ba bia wo wabe yesonsonsoso ame ye nyina da ye nya binom no kanea de ko nyina kebu yi na sesa kanea de ko na no no chese sa center no ewo ho no amafo ye ni pindo sa aya waboti afi wo ha wo pra ha wadua bode wo ha no wo pra ho sa pindo sa no moji ade ne fa no chese hwe so amu ye pindu saa ye saa ena asase no ho no mato ena me wo ho krata ena die wo ye saa na se wusu da chenchedem na be wiase nkane antumi anko o wa be water treatment plant ho na se nipa pempem anya nsu anoma na wa ya ade no enti saa fo na ye pindu ado ato won de wonom enya sanse de wo ye ne ebebre ye nyina da.
The larger picture that if I single-handedly encroach to deprive half of Kumasi its water supply, I think I would have done a great disservice to this nation and to the good people of this region. We cannot afford to let this happen.
And Honorable Cecilia Brapa Nwechi and Osanso Ade Etua so say Okonya yeso ya galamse abana da so agirem ya wom so a oda sunso no wom aye galamse mu no emra no ene wom ebedi.
You know, there's a national war, declaration of war on illegal mining. That's why the president, in his own wisdom, should be commended for introducing the Kacha, which doesn't use mercury to do genuine small-scale mining. Illegal mining, known in local parlance as galamsey, is bad, it's evil. More importantly, we need to protect our water bodies. That's why we planted the trees around Owabe to give shade to our water sources so that they will not dry up. If it dries up, there will be no water to treat for the good people of this region. Likewise, in all areas that we have rivers. I mean, if somebody had told me 10 years ago, 5 years ago, that indeed people will mine on our water bodies, in our water bodies, and disembowel the water source, I would have said you were a liar. But it's happening. We should all join the advocacy for the stoppage of such illegal, unpatriotic acts.
ene ti ye ayo soafo ya wono ehye ensuo na afi ahoridi hu nsam eso honorable Cecilia Abenada pa ntimo mo ye pindu wo eye ECG cable center no baby e wono ewo eye adoato no munyai eno achi edoache se ensuo no nso se amoho ban na se nkofo bitimu a tu galamse wo mo galamse ne kura ya abransam sama ye ivo nti omo ya na se ensuo no ewe a ye nyina da yeti so na ebego nti ye nyina da ene ye mo ensuo no ho ban yesempa na watwe mu na nkese waswafo ya woro ehwa akwanto ho nsam eso transport minister no wandabo kwaku ofori asiama na esa nkọ mra hye bedwafie o na wokọ yiyi kosa no mra hye bedwafie ho na anu na wankọ enti wasoma chief director wo ministry ho no muso amfa krata ankoma parliament so when to me ama and speaker wo dwai papa right honorable Alban Somana Kingsford Babin wo dwai pa no echesesa wo ye oswafo a enya wo na obekire da ene breko a wo baba mra hye bedwafie ho mra hye bedwafo na beto nsafro se da se ye pese wo ba na baba yi nsema na wo kwakọ fori asiama mpode wo mpode na nka wo ntesa na nsunsun adenti na wasu asa suban yi a kire se ye from mra hye bedwafie se bra ba yi nsema no a wo ma wo suma chief director so akrata na ade bra yenti na honorable Alban Somana Kingsford Babin na wadwa papa.
Ministers don't decide when they will appear to the House to answer the question. That decision is not for ministers. That decision is for the House and the Speaker. And so, by the constitutional provision, if you all read Article 122, this constitutes contempt of the House. It says an act, I'm reading Article 122, an act or omission who obstructs or impedes Parliament in the performance of its function, or which obstructs or impedes a member or officer of Parliament in the discharge of his duties, or affronts the dignity of Parliament, or which tends either directly or indirectly to produce that result, is contempt of Parliament. This provision has been captured in outstanding orders as Order 28. I agree with the submission made by the leaders that this is one of the ministers who used to be very punctual in responding to questions asked by members. But of late, his conduct seemed to be negating all the gains he made in the House.
And I am Rashebe Jamo Shamehene, Right Honorable Alban Somana Kingsford Babin. And I not watches honorable Koko for yes, Yamadi, not one to sow. Oh, no, I saw for no, Ufra woman tampa, no, my baby room, Rashebe, your fiat, no, Mubis, Omuyi, Cosano, no, come be national said there. As I said in Panua, or what the man who was said in Panu to one Wonyai. Na Ekaka Crab, Binanko, Tam, not the Nakakoma Privileges Committee. It's answer, oh, yes, I know a woman, Rashebe, and I said, what's so far? Yebefra, one man, or by your church, or Nasa, not what woman, Rashebe, enti na nkode ne kwa akoma privileges committee na nso agya enya maso a obo ne kokwa na watwe mu mampani na nado danko akufuado wahu wono so ade to dwa se Russia Ukraine war no amasese no ade ohia pa ababeto bibiman so ama democracy say before bese 430 million and antokwa nti wo makwa hunyehie mu na wodi nsemu to dwa awo 2022 European Union Development Days Conference ase Brazil Belgium and wodi nsemu ekoto dwa do kire se and am so my investors kura de wo mo niema no musika nyina ba bibimemu wo mbebie nwuma ho mo do musika be hye nwuma mu ho mo ne ba be di dwa nyina da Russia Ukraine war nti o ma pakom gugunu om kaka nyina oya wo no mo fira bibi mem sanse wo musika na ra kwa na ekofom so mo nhu faso bia e so mampani na adodankwa ekufado ni.
Indeed, a recent United Nations report estimates that 70% of Africa's economies are at severe risk from the Russian war in Ukraine. In the midst of this, 18 African economies have experienced credit downgrades, even when all economies are suffering adverse fallout from last year's pandemic. And we in Africa are also facing the risk of the so-called taper tantrums as investors exit our markets, thereby exacerbating the increasing cost of borrowing. At this moment, the World Bank tells us that subsequent to the conflict, the number of poor people in sub-Saharan Africa would rise from 413 million to 463 million this year, an increase of 15 million persons.
And I see a Ghana Mampani and a down qua a Kufwado and no Russia Ukraine war into Linsun so Bonipa and a day abre a baby my investors na park moneyama one no more a Ghanaian yen da yampa kwan befa so e beboa se de be ya Vladimir Putin ni Zelensky ntokoi to betumi atwa nya sade a na se ya na bekonde a yiri yo na aka nefo kakra bi na chese wo bi a woni Ghana card ni bi no wo untumi nkwa bank nkwa ya hwe ho ade osika aka mhoro ebegu on mafumire wo untumi nyi wonso a wontumi mfa bi enkonkoto Bank of Ghana na de san hyehyei ebaye na Ghana phobia frase ebosundwe tire sanse wo mokosa adai ahomachetu ekoda ho ma wode wo mo ntontom wi wo mo yirada ye piapia wo mo nyina Syria Ghana card no wo nsa entimi anka wo mo bi nso mpo mo nsa tumi kan yeyi esim ka registration ibaye wo de to so a emfa access deny and the fa he de kwesi hisa ngonran na no and National Identification Authority for chese one be hwe na nefu a akansa na deadline July 1 no na chese o masiesie o haw ni nyina wo Ghana card ne hu nyina no mo a wo monsanka bi nyina wo monsa betimi aka nipa be se 300,000 enter se July 1 in no NIA for monsa ebekamo ai Ghana card no na head of corporate affairs edema National Identification Authority Dr. Abdul Ganiyu and kasa yentene.
As we speak, we have registered about 16.8 million now, and we have printed about 16.5 million cards. So in that respect, you can see a shortfall of about 300,000. So it is very much possible that most of the people complaining now are within the 300,000 cards that are yet to be printed. In effect, 16.8 million, we've printed 16.5 million cards. So the cards that have been in backlog should be around 300,000.
Isn't that significant enough to affect the July 1 deadline?
Yes, it's certainly a significant number. Even if they are just in their tens and hundreds, that's quite significant. So in the next couple of days, we will try to print these cards across the country, and we would announce to the general public to know that wherever you registered, if your card has not been issued to you, you could now go there and pick up the card and then go through process. July 1 is still a couple of days ahead, and I believe that much of that problem should be dealt with by the 1st of July.
Dr. Gani, you know, move border rose, baby, I'll call register, baby, I'll call side, no. Koho o card no ebeba ho na chese wakwa kwagewade den wachi na wasanso akire mu wo mo edo mo card no ko register mo sim no a anye ye no eno so chem se eno no na nye NIA4 eno mo hawa na ye ta coach no eno mo haw eno no na wo mo kra no wo mo siesie sa haw no.
The validation of the Ghana card, that is a technical problem largely that has to be dealt with by the telecoms. This is because anytime people have come to the NIA with that complaint, we have been able to validate the card, and we find that there's absolutely nothing wrong with the card. Where we have established that there is no data on the card and it becomes very difficult to read, we have gone through the process of printing a new card for those individuals. But most of the time, when people come around, we are able to validate the card. And indeed, when they go back to the telecommunication service provider, maybe if they use a more superior gadget that can read the data, for instance, they are able to do so. So it's been a challenge since the SIM card re-registration began, but much of that problem really has to do with the telecommunication service provider.
Well, Pania, what that corporate affairs, you know, a National Identification Authority, Dr. Abdul Ganiyu, and Yatsi Nekano, and he was say enter July 1 no enruno. Now will be a one sa and young cow Ghana cardinal. Now when sa etimi aka fenso moi, Modecoya registration no mo say emfa no. And so how ni na telcos no, Hona ne friba, ya woman say bibia. Into Ghana card no sabeka ansana 1st July edru na usika no anko frizi ewo bank bia sana NIA for womo masep na watwe mu do mo ya koma tu ye pa sai wo comment fi do a northern region Ebola yade no ya record bi ho ene zani yawu yanya wu preko esanse Russia Ukraine war yi ami ya ho kire aduane boya dendende niema nyina boya dendende emfa no ntwere waza COVID-19 omicron wo se hwan no yeso onkoi wode nam ho ama Ghana Health Service impodie wo muyam hwehwe wo mo se asade no etese kura wo nkoda ntem 0 to 15 years na COVID-19 wo mo so pa ya wo mo kire se be mpa nke enye fellow Ghanaians biem na ne be ya nose mask yensha se o mafra se ka enuro ne ho asem ubi a wo ngo ye tumirika na ko ene ho nkro ne banyira na Ebola monkeypox kura san wo ho wo mo se monkeypox nso wo ho amanfo titia no mo titi bi ni ade a na nsem nso na flu bi nso ne nam kwanche ho ba bi na Ebola nso ba be piso ene ya huna mane pao na Ghana Health Service penny a wodaro Dr. Patrick Kuma Boaje ba se Ghana for so ebe ye mo kasa de yesi bo mind ye kan mo nte ene yesi Ebola ne yesi na hwan se wo mo hwe mpomre ho nsam so yi wo mo se Ebola bia ema ba bia emom no wo ma bo mo ho kura de yesi Omunyanya Ebola bia nenso omabo mo ho de asese putupru nyame amfa fie na se bibisa akoba ombetimi aso ano anante ho ano mo so mo ho ahwe omo so mo niema ahwe mo niema mo de gu akwam no mo so ahwe se putupru bibisa eba ye betimi aso ano ye wo ba bia be so ano ye niema bibisa na no mo ye nkokofo te ya Ebola bia ma ba bia be de omi ye mhihie bia Dr. Patrick Kuma Boaje kire muzen.
We don't have any Ebola case, but as a service, we always do simulations. We just wait for a thing to happen. We do simulations to say, should I have Ebola today? Is my system ready? And so that was an exercise that was being carried out internally. Should there be the Ebola outbreak? Would the system be ready? Would the labs be ready? Would all the disease surveillance people be ready? And then that's what I think somebody misconstrued that to be a real outbreak. So it's one of the simulation exercises we routinely do for such cases. Should there happen, whether it is Lassa fever, yellow fever, anything, we do periodic assessment to see our preparedness should this happen.
Area Dr. Patrick Kuma Boaje said the name Chiremona almost swam one say Ebola no anasa nye no kwa na ye omo ye saade nye Ebola nkwa owoma no ma ye omo hye de omo ne magu akwam se koba se bibi se sia ye labs na aye ready ye krado se bibi se fumu ba ye krado ana ye betumi asia no ana ye betumi ense ya na bibi sa na no omo ye na kwafo de ne nam se Ebola ba montontwini baby Ebola anya ne papo enti Dr. Patrick Kuma Boaje so bia nka ne kuma nto de yam Ebola ho de wo da esanse bi ema Ghana ha ebi so ma hada tofia ma me nkom na je badwa fie na na je badwa mo chame hene right honorable Abansamana Kensro Gbabe ene na wotwi mo putupru wa fa ne ho kwen wa mo bia mane and a National Buffer Stock Company, Santine. Omo wa kokokokoko Why, bra, speaker, speaker. And ya kwabei. Yeah, dear, honey, you go. Now, when Nantes, you know, so. At my school feeding in one sem baby. Caterers in your dear car, and a democracy there be a biania short, and Quadano cross, the car, the bomb, who brothers, the canisa, caterers at Tetia, and I buy the car, and want some your paw. Never, you know, what some near more friend wants some swap. And Yaman yourself, and so said Yaman yourself, Remu. Oh, your mind in Yahawa, Yan, and Quada, and I said, any woman, Yan, and Quada, and Yabianini. And yes, Yanada, and yes, source how we must say, or mine. Now, yes, yes, no, Etina, and maybe a man for beyond, but it is school feeding no one sends some maternity or no. And a mere Mabana, may Baba has said, Mujume, dear Tiani, dear Co, Mum and French Lemmy, as answer, your money in Hawa, may Baswa for be any matchy. May have a jadi be any matchy, may be kind of sour my assem to Mum Chame, the Yentis and the speaker, a bona money ho.
I decided to spring this surprise to try and see on the ground how these our agencies are struggling to cope up with the pressure. Try to get from them the challenges that they are meeting and see how we could highlight on them, support them to be better resourced to do their work. And that is why we decided to go first to the National Food Buffer Stock Company and then come to the Ghana School Feeding Program. And you can see these our ladies are here. And immediately we entered and I saw some people, I think they are some of the keepers who are waiting down there. And today I'm sure the staff here will be planning as how to keep them cool and calm to go back home. So it's a national issue that I didn't want it to be taken along partisan lines. And that is why I'm here without any MP. There's no member of parliament here. And they themselves, it will be a surprise to them because they're not even aware I'm going to do this visit. You know, we passed the laws. We approve the budget. And therefore, we should be on top to assist governments to set our priorities right. To really put our hearts where our mouths are. And that's the purpose of this visit.
And I am Rashebe Jamo Chame Right Honorable Abbas Sumana Kensrock Babin. And what you say, would you baby or Japadia wano? And I'll come a walk. Woman Rashebe Jafono, budget ya, ya school feeding Nimuno, woman approve ya do Messiah says, Kabutin say, about this what they call you Fakoi. Now, yes, you Fakona for ya to tell somebody, and not see a back. Near Baba has then yes, you can't get by a yes, son, and now how ben pa now about when away so a your mining near dear. And said, I'm on your Sembia, Shemu, and yes, speaker, yes, say, I'm out for but a basso pass. So I had dear pa, Bimus say, okay, and go for Cannon, Ghana for. And to speak, I was about fast of far. Well, who or how we are a war honeymoon. Nah, Mamma, go Sikka Kase3. Sikka Kase3 for no, and I bet the telephone in mobile, Dr. John Kuma. Now, one lecture said. Ya huwa frasi ya chiri ya amanfo frasi ya kasa ena banfa ya kwa IMF way ena fa ya kwa IMF way ebisa da bi IMF ndi kwa ade beko nanado aban kai otubi nya hwe IMF no a wode ye beko de ti beko akwhyase IMF nsusu kwa on ma won zam sheda anya de sa wo mo de ye beko aba we kai wabon basa IMF no no o ma ne ma basa nti bu hu o mo de ye beko IMF kian ne kiti bu de mo ntena ona mo hwe Sana manfo kan o and honorable John Kuma say Professor Dumfue yanko ame for that na abani sise ya wode egu akwan mu no enche bia ebe so ba ma ya hu fili ebe hu se ede emfaso aba ebe ma economy na frase agya na so kakra kufu ado aban wo betimi aye enti IMF pa die wo mo pipeline anymore. It's in the pipeline. Wait, it's not in the pipeline. On the drawing board, wait, and not drawing board. So I'm found pencil crown sign. Hold them cry. Debbie. Hey, on the table, and not table beer. So, ena soon eni soon chance ni mu da IMF enya de se ebeko ho yenti Dr. John Kuma.
Government is resolved to take necessary and tough measures to restore and sustain macro stability as well as promote credibility and investor confidence through the implementation of government's fiscal consolidation and debt sustainability measures. We will continue to collaborate with the fund as we stabilize the economy for strong recovery and revitalization. As we speak, Ghana is not going to the IMF, but we also want to make it clear that we will continue to work with the fund as a member of the fund. We will continue to engage on issues of policy, debt sustainability, and fiscal consolidation.
So, Dr. John Kuma, I don't know, I know what you say, IMF, dear. Emma Sway. Young call IMF that. No one share or more year or more young papa. Ya ibe said him and painting and such a near such a no. Ya ibe feely so. Kufuad buy a peja economy, a peja. And to say about IMF, the Debbie. Almost on diagram no more IMF from Trade Crown or Obenyane cra. Ubenyane wahu enti nyade esa ye ko nti Ghana fo monka monko manjo ye me nkofam bagu bia nto employment bia so ne ade a IMF de nye ne ho yensi hoda na ensama hodo a misisi so ye de kan ye kase mu na watwi mu na ja na me betena ha ma misisi a e de ama bo sanse nei anoma wantu a ye mampani dada se wugina ho so akwamba do nti pressure wo ko ha wo fa ha wo se ha nti wanya kase ni bia nti na no pa ma betena ha misisi so e de ama na penso akonya wo ho se wo de wadwenkyere ebe fa Facebook ne so enti making kan ya na so akọ Facebook ne so Sikka FM 895 live na wo search na unya na wa like no wa share uwia no wa comment nsama hodo a mabobo so a babesi ha yi ne de me de to so nyina da na wo de wadwenkyere e de ababre pa making kan e de amount na afenso me be so de a maybe ahomatorfo na tum na wo de wadwenkyere aba fa so kyere wadwense citizen a wonya spectator na wo de afoso ne asore ansa na prophet Emmanuel mo a e de nyame asem e de aba ma me to so im na menko mampani da John Dramani Mahama na kache ne boafo soronko NDC legal team nso waka ho lawyer Godwin Tamaklo and watches mampani na nado aban no woya de bia wontiase o ba omi adwuman edina kire no wontiase kura ye wo price stabilization levy ye no kire one tofu eno unya to ya esetel ni atel ya sa levy ya Ghana for ya tue ni timo pa na sa ne bota ye sente levy be ba ade gira ne sa ya tene kakra twa sa ne bonto a fan wo bo no kosoro Ghana for agikemu ehye yakomfo no na chese wakwakote price stabilization levy no a ye sika no a ya ne atua no e wo ho no na de bia ba ba ekushi ni atena so kakra zanze nkase wo ye ba bi ne ya atena so kakra ye tue ama baby a eduru asase yakote bi babra yin eduru atwam Ghana fo akekam saa fa wo bo ne kwe yazaguyeti eni esu aden na mampani abu na so ma jese wo so yesu nyina ye ntie ya price stabilization levy won kwete kakra mfamra yin Godwin Tamaklo se chese wo dwenwa he can't think far won tiase nti wedie truck drivers mo ho taxi drivers mo ho online drivers mo so a mota ho ade na munyina mo nka mom na chese munya mampani asom dede se won kwete sa levy ni kakra mfamra ni yewu atamahye yente Godwin Tamaklo
we a taxi driver, we a truck driver, now we see me. We feel what price now akosro no. And because of Akufo-Addo ne Baumia, one there a truck any taxi driver, now motor fuel piano, no more contribute to IFN the price stabilization. Let's and no one we are here. We may use this as you can or dia cushion. Yo, taxi driver, truck driver for no pay. One be another down to Akufo-Addo say. 2 billion Ghana cedis more. This is the time I say Akufo-Addo ne Baumia. Omo first African onra. Top prices echo sure. One of the response is then can ha. Ye nua jene, ye nyin ponche, ye nyin ogan, ye nyinom ye fe no. Nantwie ye nyin hwe. Enti no ye kofa nantwie ne fi Burkina. boku hoga na vroom sandama any dia bank transportation ye kofa tomatoes any onion every bokina ye fast road ye the far road transportation. And to say, lorry fare so as a result of fuel price increases. The resultant effect in the say the car get it top in Yane, Akoko, and Ponche, and you can win Akoso. Now, said you, who are Mampenia, over Abadaye, who are Mampenia. You Father's Day, what Father's Day too. No, you saw your father. You obey say, what the minister about star price stabilization fund. No way, yes, cano. Now, what you are pushing the impact of fuel price increase. The money is nowhere to be found. Minister Kenofuyata. Also, there are two consolidated funds. Now, we're using the other thing. Said you, Parliament, on who make it long. But say that particular money should be reserved for in times of difficulties, in times of global price, that money pushing the impact on Ghanaian. Who is Sikano Koyada for? Who is Sikano renting private jet? Who is Sikano at the year frivolous thing? And next taxi driver for, Uber driver for, total driver for. Tell Sana a year no more. They can't do it again. Or your work and pay. Work and pay ya or ye. On the car owner, any agreement. No one knows that what price is that business. It's an agreement, no matter. They say, won't be this. Because that amount is on your sales every day. And no castle be this one. Cannot won't mean tribute.
Anti driver no time never soon on first car mirano. Oh, big Ganny sa. But Mrada sa. And Chessa and Titin sa. On to me, farmer. No, what the Nina got to for any board and day. Sikka as a woman take a craddy and you know, Sunyaka Grace Sikano or Mataso. Where the money go, Sikano wait, Sikano wine, you who be a Sikano, and a drive way bra, cowan as a Sikka woman, and I just say one watcher, one oh, God in Tamacrus, or Jim who be he can't think far, he can't think madness. Oh, and watching was I don't know I'm penning another danko kufado. Any neighbor me abai. What more shagana for comfort? I didn't know more punish Ghana for sir. Just say what dream want yes yet.
Why? O man penny and crofua to about a mouth. Look at campaign and now we 2016. Yaye moko do. Yaye moko crowd do. Na yetisi council in the bread. Na Ghana you yamai. Ghana you yamai. Na no danko kufado. Sebe anope bet yaw. Pansam na o catch Ghana for omo to abama ono. This na nebie. Sebe. Odi sa oye ne diaba omem. Then I make any say. Omampeni releasing the money from the price stabilization fund immediately. Look, it is a requirement of law. President Akufo-Addo ain't been cast of bed or no pay. Tell you, on him, when you're president in a democratic country, you're operating the rule of law. Parliament, I am right. I am of the Energy Sector Levies Act. The requirement of the act is clear. Use the price stabilization fund and net amount over 2 billion Ghana cedis to cushion the impact of fuel price increase. Why is Akufo-Addo refusing to do that? Why is Bamia, the chairman of the economic management team, refusing to do it? As we speak.
Enti where what force nko the mama penina da John Dramani Mahama and this illegal team so why member and wobubomo is as man penina na do yi na near Ghana for be say price stabilization levy take a grand family enzo ne honton ya gbe man penina ni one person what this has can be my and ya bra drive way one more bra is we too much try e cano encontremrebo e cano you kwanso so abo bibia atrenkwem bo nyira kosoro na wo hu ne ntia mampanim peso betis kan bi e de amaye na wotwe mo hu wo manfo ya wo mo bo ase wo mo dwai pa se wo mo adi wo masase eto omonsa aseso na chese wo munya ba bi enye kolikoli mpo na wo de enye ska kakra na wo so de atwomnim na obuase mabunu guo wo munya kwai nya asase bi nya adwuma wo so wo munya adwuma mu kwan wo ho age seprepo otu kwan kwa nkrai kode da convert mu ki osumu nzo yiri fa no koton pofofo ansana wo nya sika de ababoase na nka wote boase a butu kwai akọ ba bi azan wakọ akodi pa wa bra de ente se epem wo kwan no anya sapi mo kwa no kura wo da so sika ante se o ti sika ante se so enso kire wutu kwa nkọ baabi wa he na nkofo ahowo na free baabi no mo abeje boasefo dwai na wotwe mu papa demonstration wo mo digu akwam no na nya asam keto wo de ntie manfo ya wo mo hori bi mabro no se de na wo mo dwa.
If you have a look at this mountain, they've mined there for almost 100 and something years now. So they've abandoned there. They don't have anything there. We were working there initially, and it is because of the changement of government. That's why they come and sack us from there. That's why we were working there initially, and we are pleading with them to release it to the assembly for community mining. To be sincere and honest with you, like we can't even pay our light bills. If you see the UTA, we have most of us are educated. We can't pay our bills. We can't even. I have a wife. I'm a married man with 2 kids. I can't even take care of my kids. She has been dropped out from school. So if you see here, we have virtually nothing here.
Yeah, our main concern is that the Anglo-Gold Ashanti is not employing the youth in Obuasi. And 2, they have some abandoned areas that they've mined there for almost 100 and something years now. They are doing virtually nothing there. So they should release that abandoned areas for the to the assembly for community mining. Because joblessness in Obuasi is becoming something else. The youth in Obuasi have no future. They are engaging so many crimes. So we beg you, we are begging another down to intervene.
If indeed I have a very good job doing it, Obuasi, I would never have thought of going to Accra to go and live in a wooden structure. Right now, when the flats in Accra, everywhere is getting flatter. And I'm from Obuasi, a land where there is gold. When it comes to West Africa, Obuasi is the highest producers of gold. Why should the people of Obuasi be going through this? When you come to Obuasi, there are no jobs. Now the people would have to find means by getting into this galamseys and be doing something to get enemies for themselves. What are we saying? All we are saying is every place where there are resources that the country is benefiting from, the people living in that community is equally supposed to be benefiting from it.
Ghana the antisa Ghana ha sa baby a wo man yenya japade akase free enye sika free no manfa wo ho hoto wo Debbie antisa akora Debbie nti boss for na no mo dwa no kire se wo mo da sika we so da so de wo so wo mo ntumi nya adwuma ho bi e mo free boss kire wo tu kwa nkrai koda kiosum ensuo yiri fa no a sesa ne ma nyina tugu chinchin ne ma mu a koton brodo ni nkofo bofro tu a toton krama chain traffic mu saa ansan wo nya kakra e de ahwenata so wa bra wo free boase no wote ho no na ne ho kire no mo podi o mo de ense galamse no mo paaye oh amna na nkomodi di mu aso de afri mu no mo fa ma wo mo no mo nye community mining eno bi se community mining de e legal Company na never pa ho toma mo kam ho bomu a na ja ekwan paso no mo afa no mo tu kama oh anansan go kacha ne ade nyina abeya eno no nya fe na ade makuri kwa huru bibi na makura kowuri asase ma kwa kogu nsuo mu na de wo haw bia ba go kacha ho na ngwo mo de bia community man na ja wo mo so mo nya kakra no mo firi za ampa de ro masase so na wo no mo so bia twom minim na no mo dwa pa enti One more demonstration ni every year on the petition ya the placards and no much church so dear. Then yes, I'm going to fit the country in a womb. And our Obuasi youth are jobless in one church ya. Now MC ya wono ewo Obuasi. Eye honorable Elijah Adansebona wono so ekasaya wo de efasa ansem no ehon yenti no.
Obuasi is AGA's concession. However, if the youth are agitating that they want a place to work, in fact, I cannot stand here and say I'm giving you this. There should be a meeting between AGA, Minerals Commission, or Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. They gave the concession, the license to AGA to operate. So now that this concern has been raised, who also forwarded to the regional minister, who also forwarded to the center, and that is where the real resolution would come from. I would also take this opportunity to plead with AGA that yes, we are all witness to the fact that there are people who are not from Obuasi but get the opportunity. We are not saying that only Obuasi people should get the opportunity to work at AGA. However, they should also consider us because we have been with AGA for so many years. The impact of mining has killed a lot of people in Obuasi, just as in Takwa and any other place. So they should consider the people of Obuasi. They should package something for Obuasi. Aside from the concerns they need for mining, they should also consider Obuasi people. We are not saying no Obuasi person is working in ATA. Some of them, but comparatively, I think we have more people from outside Obuasi than those within Obuasi. And I think this is the time they need to take a second look at how they go about their employment procedures. We need to do something to make sure our people also get jobs to do.
Obuasi MC nie Honorable Elijah Adanse Bona enono Edward Chese omuntumi nkase ai eje fonyehwe agogo da shanti fonyehwe woma for Obuasi for bi nanso esa wo sho Obuasi for ye adwuma wo eje ene womo efiri outside Obuasi no a dum se Obuasi for ne ketin ni wabi nanso so ontumi so nkase wo ye MC ti ne nkofo ye dem se hia momaje monkoti sa amena we mu muntu dabi ontumi nya ne sa enti nkomodie wohu eso musi nkonya na wonu mudi nkomo a na yie eto yie na fei wo sere Anglo da Ashanti for no so se mo fa aya mo consider Obuasi for no esanse mo amena ye nsuo tata mu aya na bu agum ne nkofo wuwe nyina Obuasi for ne wuri kese te se de ba bia o mutu bia ya nkofo ho tototo mu ade o yi ne be ya bi to ye wa ha nyina nti aya yi nso adodo de bi nso aba mma bi nso ntwie minim enti omo hwe no omo consider Obuasi for ne more ansa no mbefa bi outside Obuasi a fine yanka so Obuasi for nko a ene anyi nkodie eye Ghana for nyira na ejapade enti wo for Obuasi for ne bia na wa for omo aka ne bi nso ade api so na ayeye Honorable Adanse Bona nso de a wo kan ye enono na watwi mo ho na the Association of Magistrates and Judges ba bontin say amanfo ye gwo mo ho fi 89.5 Wamo ye gwo mu fi pa to gbe afede ye de S Gracia mano ma papa chese wonu ba bia wo gina pa de wo hia S Gracia wo mani hia S Gracia kura twen wonu to gbe afede no enti wo de ko ye ne ho nsam yompo be wi ase de besi ye ne se S Gracia de kura adenti ne yentwa S Gracia kura mu na ne wo biara mfa ne ho asem mfa na asem nkoto ba bi na S Gracia ho asem yi enyu kakra na manfo keka no mo just ai mo keka S Gracia na bubo obodi bia no mo agya bia firim na mo nim sa judges ne magistrate wo mo so mo S Gracia ni bi na adenti na mo bubo odi na register na mo yi wo mo di firim ho pe and Association of Magistrates and Judges ba bo dey say mo ka mo S Gracia se ma mo nyi firim o esan say yen no yenyi S Gracia bia o ko retirement ya akotwa na wo je na wo de go retire na no a na wo je kro afen so se kwabase entu akatua mu a nye se susuye ne base entu akatua mu akakra gbran ne ya tum ama na je se wo na wo kro no se de bi nye sa na te eno kra committee eye ho adwuma ansa na se 89.5 entumo no ye be bagdeti e de amount na ya ne sa na aba na aye back pay sa no ne ye de amount na no so eye normal wo ba bia adwuma bia ye normal enti omo de nsa na tie enye S Gracia eno omo je na George for any lawyer yi magistrate wo mo nkabom koi president no his lordship Justice Henry Kofi or your Court of Appeal Judge Inkutino.
Association of Magistrates and Judges of Ghana would like to state without any equivocation whatsoever that allegation with regard to the payment of S Gracia to judges and magistrates of the Superior Court every 4 years is false and baseless. And we would like to, as an association, set the record straight and state as follows. 1. That the salaries of Superior Court judges, that is to say Supreme Court judges, including the Chief Justice, Court of Appeal judges, and High Court judges are determined once every 4 years by His Excellency the President on the recommendation of a committee appointed by His Excellency under Article 71(1) of the Constitution 1992. 2. That if increases are effected in the salary as a result of the recommendations of the committee, the judges are then paid arrears of salary, commonly called back pay, arising from backdating of the salary increase, which is normal. That is what usually happens in all institutions. If your salary increase is delayed for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you are entitled to be paid your salary arrears, and that's what we receive. These arrears of salary or back pay are accordingly paid after the determination in a lump sum or installment. This has been the situation since 1996 with the setting up of various committees by the various presidents to determine the salary of Article 71 office holders.
Sana Semnetie, Enya S. Gracia, Ena Wonum Eji, Justice Henry Kofi, Enono. Mama nkobra nhyɛ badwafie bi man na wɔtwe mo na ɔbɛyɛ fusamfo do nya fo ken furiata wɔn twen no na fe de wonya kwan ɛkɔ mra hyɛ badwafie COVID-19 ho kontabuo wɔde kogu mra hyɛ badwa no anim wɔ kyɛsɛ afimpino ani aduono de bɛpem afimpino ani aduono baako COVID-19 bremu sika yɛbɔbo ano nyinaa foto a yɛbɔ no wɔn bɛyi mo sa manfo Monfato ni bi nkogum ne the IMF de ba ye the World Bank de ba ye bondua ya Bank of Ghana so rezi ye ni ade ni nyina kabo mu no 18.19 billion Ghana cedis na yenya ye kwawi ase ye nkoto PP si mankwala manfo be se dosmafo ye mfa dosmafo nko ye mfa bi nko ya abo ana yi frontline workers ye mo kakra ni ade afei contact tracing yenko yemfa we sample we nko lab nko hwemu ya lucky country no ye no aduane ma Ghana fo ni nyina de omo ye ni nyina no ko wiase no 12 billion that she said the COVID-19 hobra ononyafo kan oforiata ni.
Mr. Speaker, to mitigate the impact of the pandemic on businesses and households, ensure the economic activities recover and minimize job losses, government mobilized 18.19 billion out of the program 19.3 billion in 2020 from various funding sources as shown in table 1 to support the budget. GOG contingency fund of 1.2 billion, World Bank group funds of 1.3 billion, IMF 1 billion program, AFDB 45 million, EU 504 million, BOG bond 10 billion, summing up to 19.3 billion. Mr. Speaker, government program funding of 1,203,715,085 CDs to finance the coronavirus alleviation program. This program focused on achieving 5 key objectives: limit and stop the importation of the virus, contain its spread, provide adequate care for the sick, limit the impact of the virus on social and economic life, and inspire the expansion of our domestic capability and deepen our self-reliance. The Ministry of Health also led the preparation and implementation of the Emergency Preparedness and Response Plan, just financed the funds from $1 million secured from various facilities under the World Bank, support the implementation of COVID-19 Emergency Preparedness and Response Plan. The funding facilities included the fast-track COVID-19 facility, $35 million, with financing is Ghana's share of the World Bank $4 billion fast-track COVID-19 facility that was announced in March 2020 to enable countries deal with the pandemic. DAID SEC $65 million. This amount was drawn from the existing World Bank-funded Greater Accra Resilient and Integrated Development Project by activating the contingency response component of the project. An additional financing of $130 million in November 2020 to strengthen and scale up the gains of the EPRP. Mr. Speaker, an additional financing of $200 million was also secured in 2021, largely for the acquisition and deployment of COVID-19 vaccines to support other sources of financing of the vaccination program under this plan. The plan sought to achieve the following: I strengthen coordination of the overall preparedness activities. I strengthen capacity of regions' priority health facilities and points of entry to prevent, rapidly detect, investigate, and control any COVID-19 outbreak in Ghana. I strengthen national capacity for laboratory surveillance and diagnostics. IV build capacity for early diagnosis, case management, contact tracing, and infection prevention and control. V, ensure minimum health logistics are in place in prioritized regions, health facilities, and points of entry for preparedness and laboratory capacity sustained for timely and quality testing of COVID-19 samples. And VI, increase public awareness on COVID-19 risk mitigation and response measures. Budget support.
Ati your mind for the sound for ononya for Ken Oforiata enono Sikano ya dibi so ye agenda 111 aha ni nyina aka ho agenda 111 tike nyina aka ho anu owie ye no vice chairman Edema Finance Committee of Parliament Honorable Patrick Yabo Amachese ai enkwintabu emuda ho pani ye kan waya dio wa bun kuntane pepe wa ba wa medintro wa mebubu anguso sadi ade ne tie no saa anu wa ba ba mu a edi bibia tutu ba bia de nyina kama wa bun kuntane fincham edi amagana for the hope ena dom kuma no emu ni kutukum omatikwa pai omo se sentra enu no nyamfo ke no foriata ni efrefre no ya no odwanedwane sana we no baba ye nti de mo oba ye nkwanta no obebu ni hoyi awurade papa ya ba ye adwumafo agu ye sokọ we nkwanta ni ye hu kuranke ya kwa ye fom we ni atena ha atwan kan ni ya wo bebu covenant hu nkwanta de a kire enu ni eni ye wuyo enkwanta no obebu ni wonworan sa akọ emu na ho bako kura entronko a anu abedi abasore ko na adai onu nko na ebu nkonta na be ye dabi speaker what wadwam hwai na yempa ado committee na yemfadwuma ne so musa no mtu nko ye hwehwemu ni bi covenant hwehwemu na nkonta ya papa bebu ye die dabi anya nkonta ne hono mkra na sebedwamu woko hono ma pani e wakasa mo ranking member mpo of finance committee ne so ayo wonu abukesa atofose wo de nkonkoti ono so ne die no.
He said, Mr. Speaker, that they have spent 598 million at the time from January to June 2021. 598 million, equivalent to $1 billion for the purposes of 100 million US for the purposes of payment for nose masks, hand sanitizers, and Veronica buckets. Mr. Speaker, my concern is yes, you spend 598 million for nose masks, hand sanitizers, and Veronica buckets for the reopening of schools. But at what cost? We need the fine details, expenditure returns of that. We will need expenditure returns. So, Speaker, you went on in your own documents. You said that you paid 36 million for the design of Agenda 111. For who? 36 million. For what purpose? Design of Agenda 111. So, Speaker, in the same document, he went on to say, page 100 of the media review, again stated here, and that's what I'm saying, I commend you for the consistency. So, Speaker, he says here that Agenda 111, January to December 2020, provision of health infrastructure, Agenda 111, district and regional hospitals, 600 million Ghana cedis. So, Speaker, my question is, you spent 600 million for Ghana cedis for Agenda 111. Noble idea, but have they used the money? And at what time? I know the president cut the short for Agenda 111 in 2021, but this money was spent in 2020. So, Speaker, I think it is fair for me to ask this question. So, Speaker, on that basis, the Speaker, I call on you, Mr. Speaker, to invoke Article 103 of the Constitution, the Speaker, that says the Parliament shall appoint standing committees or any other committee as may be necessary for the effective discharge of its function. So, Speaker, we cannot sit here and say that the Minister of Finance should be the only one accounting for the COVID amount. So, Speaker, the Minister responsible for finance is only a conduit of releasing the money, but the monies were spent at the various MDA. The monies were spent at various MDA, and that is why, Mr. Speaker, I call on you, Mr. Speaker, to set up an ad hoc committee so that we can bring the various head of the MDA, in particular, that spend the money to account for this in detail. Mr. Speaker, I'm concluding. Mr. Speaker, I'm calling on you, Mr. Speaker, to use the powers under the Constitution, 103 of the Constitution, to set up an ad hoc committee to particularly get the various of it entity that spend the money to account for it in detail.
Honorable Kase atofose no Mr. Speaker yentana papa yi wono kwada ebebu COVID-19 ne ho enkonta emfa enchesgande na Kase mu nkonta buo no wono obetumi ana nso yejeje mu no mensi assembly no ahono monti adenti ari yanko nti ne yepe committee aro committee wo mensi assembly ni nyina da na wo nkonko bisa wo mu ni akire finance minister say what is saying about ha say mfanye say no na mode ya da say sikani bi mane fa baabi no makwa we sa hwe mu ni nyina wonom ede aba na wakasa wie pen speaker say dia committees ne nye na kure mu ye fie ha committees nko a enti ne health and after finance committee Munsomai Amunyan Shushemunimra.
It must be noted that the status of utilization of the funds of the National COVID-19 Trust Fund and the Ghana private sector is Article 178, I believe, Article 178 of the Constitution is when the money become public funds. It will this are direct that the Committee of Finance, ably supported by the Committee of Health, should investigate and inquire into the total receipts referred to as COVID-19 funds and how those funds were applied for the betterment of the people of this country.
And I am Rashebe Jamo Chamehne, Right Honorable Aban Sumana Kinsrock Babin, no, Mebrano, Nyaswan, Sa, and see, Diakano, I citizens, Mere, oh, bet me a fresh abre, Koye. Now do I venture Ababe for some sorry, Yape, na Prophet Emmanuel Amoa, Calvary Redemption Church, Papa, Edin Yamia Sem, Babe, ye cry 0506 895 0502 524,000 0506 895 0502 524,000. Yellow, good morning.
Good morning.
That's your intro.
Yeah, Sister Fumwa. Rameda was an okay. Rameda was that is 7 days. And then me that's what that say. I'm fucking also Namikia. Harry, lawyer Harry Nanabwati. We do have on a B. National Ghana Diniba. The best say. The brain on a coupon in na Yentoban Manu. That's not lawyer Justin Frimpokobia, the General Secretary, Uko Bunumem, Uko Flaumatem, Uko Bebia, Ubiase, Justin Kodria Frimpong, Nahumbrasie, and he said the Papano, or she won't do a party managino, or Metabaman, not Patino, and more active. The weekend and he said, I need to for Omoki. But committee on what is a Muko Shimuno, Media Mino or Moyadin. Finance minister, I release Sikka. Let's say a full, a Sikano, and pa a coy. Dumarosu, the DA. A bassa, a babwa, a maximum for a tractor, or moving with us.
That's the Saubaso to give you. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. I told you my woman is so, my mental. You 0506 895 895 0502 524,000. Robert Faha and Nase. Or the back of Facebook, no, so. Yellow, good morning. Major so Adasio.
Nobody can, nobody else. And that's what you're going to say. And I'll talk about FM and never just put me at Yasia, and nobody else. Now, Okatachi on board, my child, Cemetery, and 2025 President John Allen, police cemetery. And there must be mine. And I know Buska, I'm in and a Google. Now, obey. But it be a say, Bible say, yet Chidi at the Pabiano. Let me over in a yatuna. Now, you know, Yasadi, the Papa says or something. It's not taken for say. I'm a very good as a more day. Nemo, if Papa Pata, I don't go for the chair. I'm going to back and say, about in a minute, Unia.
Yeah, that's the Sabas. So, hello, good morning. 0506 895 895 0502 524,000. Yellow, good morning.
Good morning, welcome for a
Simon Congo.
We do this for the man. I'm in Sharon, I'm in Chairman for monetary committee. Batcham for the Frankama question. It is a major chama, Bakopra, Chaman, and a question. The view of the Poncano or Mono. I like to ask you, the Papa Cobrato. What did you do? Na for an okay wobble assembly. Na COVID-19 Sikano. To offer a control babuyan in the corner, yes, yes, Sikano, Ghana, Yaliaba, Moka Yeshem. Mode, the Kura, Afa, or my Bia said Ghana. Come ever, and I'm saying, yes, them to Yaliaba. Ye Mamo, and moi, Ghana, who Sika for why, someone entered the name, and my young, ye be so when I was agenda 1 Enter the can they live in Mukase, and no agenda 1 count. Every such a way, enter a catcher Ghana for a winning dear, almost a sura, the form Sika dear, you have to for them, Mute, yet Tonkushia, Kate Ewo, Eddie Gumpampaso, Eddie Tom, Kononkwa.
Fellow Ghanaian.
It has a saw bus. So, hello, good morning. 0506-895-895 0502-524,000. Friend, I for drink chebe faso na yenko anasa ubeko Facebook neso Sikka FM 895 live. Na okwa wa like no wa share na adu adwenche no aba na ya kenkan ede ama na Facebook for no my ade pa obi e ho ma repetition bia my ade. Hello, good morning. Yeah. Good morning. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, me dofu bafua.
Kwaku yanko.
Me mo achala fayi. Ala pa me mo abaso na ye ka tenya kupon sha wo bosma. Na me cha to 25%. To me am for jala ko party sama me chano. Na me cha yura. Ona bo asama bo cha sabi. Na sa ta me ba ta da tomano. Na ona bo tetes global. Let's all grab that number so that gives so much tomorrow. Now education is about to reach. So your man pass for my power. Somebody so see me take you na secretary so am jam. So some dey be na wa bo so no pay. Me be stress we come Sikana. Who say the people so bobo sia. Na just ka so kwara dey be faso a ye be just that so pay. Say just ka ina baba say your man Sikka ba. You bet him the yard of football. Now, Bomber, you come out and school feeding program. Young Norman Quania Dina, Scania Dia, as a baby to me. Let me just so to come from that.
There are some so cool. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Tyro.
Tyro, I'm in Chapa. I'm in Chama, like Vasamakwa, Arajinji. I'm a Brody, and I want your ranting. Madam, come more can say. Is there a say, and before Kamuna, a quarter say, and then the quarter may son of mobile, come. The Libya, the home, they say, look at this guy, can't send me a number of smoke, baby. So, sir, first call, and also we will see. I'm going to call the Amosis Cara from the idea and pa. In a bro, they become mine, they get a mistake of the like I know. What are they doing? Getting a break. You see, I can see. I did a petrol. Don't have Burkina. I can see a happy to nobody is Burkina. Obviously, I mean, what's the you know, Ukraine, take what they be again. Burkina is a petrol. You got me any bizarre, but I'm for you. Because the Burkina got a petrol, what's the difference from me? I don't catch what's the difference from me. See, I catch them with that. I go about what time I know. What's that mine car? How about me see, or my own or stand on over? We are not coming out for you. Until you and you,
yeah, that's a sound bass. So, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
I change you.
Abumwana Fokodie.
Me who you, black man?
Abumwana to some Chebro, and I'm a black man.
Why ye?
And I dear me over the black man, mammy.
Black man of Fra Echo be watching me. Me said I'm the show be a intia. Why? Facha me, why?
Central Market number.
Ejausu, yet so catch it.
I no pray, mammy. Na mami mfa kwanya wisi na mentia Dr. Frank Amwakwenye wane ba tempo afumwa da wo hwe enema ekoso ba bia ekufa do de ba humia de wo manya bikra afumwa na awereko bia mi bisa se afumwa mo na mo ya nkrofo ekufa do bibu man amamo ni anasa ya kufa do kukuru bi na wo Tẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ̀jọ́ ndẹ̀ máa tètè súnmọ́ àná sí àpòjọ́ kóbí tẹ̀ kristo tẹ̀ ọ̀nà ọ̀nẹ́dì ẹ̀wọ̀n bá náà tẹ̀ ẹ̀rọ ọ̀fúnfọ́ ẹ̀tọ́bìrẹ̀ nọ. Tètè yẹn ń ṣe ẹ̀fúnfọ́ àdùn náà abẹ́yẹ àná tẹ̀ ẹ̀fúnfọ́ àdùn kóbi. Ẹ̀nà ẹ̀fúnwọ̀ àjọ̀ndàmánì Mahamata Petro àti ẹ̀tọ́ ni 1 gallon ẹ̀nà ẹ̀fúnfọ́ àdùn tẹ̀ ẹ̀yẹ 1 litre ó tó 1 litre pẹ̀. Ẹ̀nà diesel ẹ̀dùn 61 Ghana cedi. Ayi wà pẹ́ẹ́jọ Mahamata 14 Ghana cedi. Àpọ̀mù bẹ́ẹ̀ sì á. Amẹ́mọ́bọ́ yìí ẹ̀fúnfọ́ àdùn ẹ̀ nàná wíṣọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ fún báyìí. Na ya na awirego egbogbò bi a wo sori a to one na yidi ne ma be to ka no eden wo sori a no be different ye fufu ado a wo ha tray ana no a wo be wa ba ko ha tray ni bi o a tata ya wa ro ni kunu to ahu no wo di na mu wiem na wo so tin kudro we te na ko mu to wo la te ko wo ti ni bia na wo ti ka ma mu kun we ya ma mu e to ji ba ja ma mu we ya wo bele o ka se mi kura wo yire nka gira wo se ga ko wa lu tu na wani ewu
Yara sisa oba so eja usu munko bisa ne se ono no de oba na se ya hwe ofoforo ni oze munko ka je se free SHS koso agenda 111 wo mu besi buankram so saa o ye be interchange 5 e wo Kumasi. Hello, good morning.
Hey, Asimo. That is here, Muniaba.
Yay.
What was it here? 18 times go to court for going Yajimo.
Oh, sir, we are sure.
Oh, Muniaba. May I nearly 3 days to come. I'm hospital. But the 18 times my doctor from Fountain Chankra.
Doctor and the cancer. Would you say doctor and the cancer?
What else?
Would you say doctor about cancer?
Oh, no, Muniaba, only me see what again. Must member can be no correct. But you have you need to be just careful. Fideka Kakaway, a cantrote, as soon make a minute, Yamaka. Ah, Muamu of Alasa is you, and we give a palm blow us until the Jihano. Which way, Muniaba?
9.5.
Now, I could put some water. Now, I'm Chairman, and I could see Chama 1. Now, I'm Papa Dr. Kwame before. You should come figure allergy, Mamu Bruni. From a person, Mamma, you could put Shamu. My pa, Mubama, NDC party, or Asante Regeneration in Nana. Now, Muniaba, what can I say? From a person, Mamma time, Miami Silos, number 2 14 cities, 50 pesos, 14 cities, 50 pesos, Bahama time. Now, President Kufado, but catch a Ghana for it. Yakupo, a better swap a case to help with you, or so by a president here, a better swap a case. Some full no one to swap a case with you. You're too full, almost 55 cities. Oh, after the Abu, and you get and your president and go, and the Catata, and your pompo. Then go for the Catatapo, or get a number to Oko Bobusia, no, they have to have a gate, then the view, look, get a real society. Yeah, what is that? No, my God,
that's a Saba. So, hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
9.5.
Good morning.
Pacho into.
I'm Darcy. Chapter 1. The way that you say, was all part of photo. And they said, look at the order, the yacht here. Say, only you may say, your son, we can't know the. So they are. Most of it to me after the EPA was the as to me and young officer. Now, all of our be no what tree. And now, all for more. You know, you many be a get my idea. And also mean you could not say, oh, yet to another man from here. Yes, sir. For how the bars will be weird so. And just somebody for some years and no part of one. I'm for much. Now, can you pull out also? Yes, sir. But no one, a G scanner and no way of contact. Obi no for young Fanta, no by a Bobocada. At the Ghana, no, yes, at the no material, no, running yeti. The dear first number, Tia, no material. I have professors who are found no BPR. It will do another, what I have for home. Come with the Apanche. It is so more than you not Ghana for the first the Muye and Faso to Labas. In the Colonel Mukai, Mokana, and Faso, so I need to know. So, one can family at our
Mr. Papa 0506 895 895 0502 524,000. Yellow, good morning.
Good morning, Fumwa.
Pacha into
me do have a project and so. That's the issue of the equity work tax driver. Afumwa, I mean, share with my power and was at my name. Now, and this is for Kasa. I say, oh, my angel, as my swap before. I say, oh, my baby, and this is for so you can say, I saw my we come Muda. Petron to more mooking. You can't mafia petron to more. A phone mafia petron to a Mahama at the buy. Mafia petron to me, and no 2 a 10 pesos. It's not 10 pesos at 18, 20 pesos. When you better know, we can have 2 days, 2 cities. Mafia to Mahama at the buy. Na Mahama pese no ompe o man kan ku we fashion so enti wo di Mahama me bisa mo za de Ghana yempe papa na ene esabu Mahama be yen confirm the o man sika yen confirm mo nya ko ko kila baso ene ndi fini fre we do so or bo a kufa which they cheat Muhammad. And Muhammad time they do so 5.5 years. Aku am a taxi driver. Papa phone the track in manager. I'm 50 years old, don't be moved than what I want to say. Muhammad time of the Bukana will be something I you. Or 50 hours say, light or we never see it so. Muhammad. Now, what they are Kufa about high pay air coding and I can Kufa don't know. I'm not paying you to crime. I'm going to tap again.
That's why. Hello, good morning. 0506-895-895 0502-524,000. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mama Fumo.
Pachama Entio Yakubu Abdullahi.
MPP now, because I was so to suffer like young Musan say, one won't ask fast that. And these are that woman, the Musha say, won't ask fast to Ghana. This is silly. Kawanutum, I'm more for a course where I can't want to move to so for life. And I will see with the event, and this address. And this better up on your no more, and this baby, you better not see a bow up from South Church, you know, doing the baby. I'm more fool, I'm most kind of crancer. Most of I won't go out and mine. Kawanutum, go to Santa no more and Koya, go back and watch them. Who does Santa Mania? Because Nanadu Cosso, we took a course to come and do Cobon, Capo, Canu, Trosso, the port in Laportimo. Come back and watch them. Kawanutum, what end this for? You can't say yes, for cry, yes, send a hundred cry, you cry, you bring your cry. How do they disconnect? Look, you bridge your money. Sorry, I'm more cry, Mukasa Mudas, Mamu Kawas, Matam. Yes, but that I'm crossing up the year, it's a cry. I saw cry a movie. Kawanutum, let me talk on you, and I'm in lawyer if I'm on the bill with your channel. Any allergy in here, anything, Juba.
Yo, yeah, that's it. Hello, good morning. Sorry, babe.
Obata Fumwa, the word rooted. Nama Mumu, any Ejuma, Nami for the Cassia Reso, Namincha Chama Muchama, Lawyer Ivan Samakwa, Kinzuba, Obuasi, Abbas Nulidi, Na Chama Muchama, Lawyer Ivan Samakwa, on the Soya Finale Tinibal Radio Show, and you know, and can DC, my radio show. Fumwa, many people or Kasakoya and Sana, Yakubu Bay. Woman that comes home fantastic, the same thing to me at the Aboy. And then who could that police station now for Petra? And you say, you're not there for come once and extra one by near me. And like the Mama Martina could that's me at them. Or no, I can answer me at the Mama no bit like and take you to the zoo. The 2 years who said, Ghana for your new papa, here to the Mama. And then with your money. One can watch them. For Muka Hubi, and I sank with it, and Puntra boy said, "Dear Dozo, about one can say Mokufado, and to mind a man, the president. Who but this are joining the Kakake, Banka, who be Bia, and the finance minister every welcome to after COVID, the one idea. Agenda 111 Wakofa at the other account. Mobile trade any other, if you are more matter the number agenda 111 who can watch them. Mama have a dear and what have you.
That's a so bad, so hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Papa.
Baba.
Aye, Baba Yarabako.
Thank you.
Papa, Mamicha, Namiko Chala, Ivan Samankwa. Na Micha, Kenjuga, Ono, or Base, Michan Pine, and Minomina. Na Papa, I send you a tray. Walk on. I want to because issue what you can, but the shadow some I know Papa. Me NDC and some bit maka NDC some abwa Santa Mine Ghana mine. And she has to see you will ya do some say a bit magic a bank card. I want she has to our Ghana be an who say NDC for. But the bank card na yeno and she has to say that the card me now Kokobu Accra. Because for the damn beer MP before year our branch for so no.
Hello, Baba.
Hello.
And she also branch card now, OGN, NDC card and MPP card.
NDC card now, to branch, you know. Branch election.
And I then MPP for the Abem, Hoka Crana Mentiasi.
Mitre, or not be the MP before ya, and you know.
Monso Mo Yabi.
Yes, executive, I want to Omo bank for no and young Mohuna, wow, we are banking over trauma, Obino. Never for funny penalty. Every about you can nip and you can pay for the from who's a one, want to make a general bank who got us open, bank and another bank and get there. I don't know, no something to know, or maybe some for the dear, they for us. I think that Yama will be up to attack Yama and Nippon or whether one penny. I can't say because I'm a Accra to say, until she has the how when you're in this for because when you end this card, when you're in this, until yes, so say, when you're in this, you're a card no, you're maybe, maybe and now for that damn no chrono, some quantity and kitty. Yan my NDC, we a member of police station. You know what? Let me put out no to Abamano. I'm more time.
No, Haku. Baby, I knew Ghana was one. And go for me and Nina, pet, or me and Nina. So, Baba, I was so sad. No Haku, baby, I knew that. O me anu nyina eh pose de course e wan pipi mu enem na support those wo mu no sa the same thing ne afriase e wan this for no branch election keka wo mo beto no wo ko register card keke so hello good morning
yeah me pa cho ye frame Sako de me do jankuba
ken yanko
yo afua na minchi chama wa dano ko kwapia unse nyame aduma e china dana wo ko na sanctuary wo kwada so street na wo upper room na kakra me pese na minchia lawyer Justin Kudua ukunkom ono so general secretary ndi yet third delegate adani dura do bi de be mo bia monye but mon to aba no ma no on bitima ye on na gre pompo na pe so na bi so national organizer ono so Obano ono so Remo Titunia Santemai Muntumano mai na 17 we one the time we there omumano so mai 5 times the year you get through mumpanma na fu ha na free we baba ya lesu mu we ni na say ye the MPP for be je mama mo 2 million ye de mam 27 ye de be je mama 2 million 27 years no mo ja ye mo ji a jida sada o mo fa mo bra papa bia mai akwabi a serious I was say o baba ku da bia o ko de na ma fidie bebre su ka say gamama was not to report into this that na da na mu ka nje say in kontompo na no kresa na da bia o mo cheche chom ko bon e bi no mo ko bon atwade aso aba ko yu ma kan di fo no wo gamama e free amamu na to report into this we need the worker so da bia no the team radio station bia support into for amamu na di sem montano de ba de na mo ye na do be mo senye manyina titia pansam enne wo ke kan yemna tenin ka kan sa de be ya Ghana for ye ho beto ye mo sara mo nkuma no ntum dedi sa agent wa asari bi wo bu koso de ndi won su kontompa ne no kresinti wo ba be gira video so akase agenda wa bi angos
ken ya da se ya de frafo dwuma de ni nyina esi asabre de me ko aye Facebook ne so ne ma kwa kenka messages aba e wo ho opa di mo Felix Swame e do di efre e do che se wo nipa bia wo kokon a oboaboa wo ho a se be ya ubedi enkonim enti wono de ohunu nse breaking the 8 no mo boaboa mo ho a inshallah on be breaking 8 no chairman odene ho kwaku apia koka family bucha pani na wo chia no na wachia Dr. Mahmudu Bawumia JFK na F Steven in team na ne mentor Kwame MPP opaide mo so chia wo ye fe junior pop skinny akrokari en wacha se omunyina omabade mu ewo boys abre parliament ya ewo akrokari zongo parliamentarians nyina junior kacho mse me chia wo mo pa akwase wa taxi driver our day abaye do chese wo chia ye joso pa ane fan wo bo aye te se tipaye ayem keka ene kaka ewo memo aye dindindi eya pa nanso wajena na do ne na bandi se wo mbe fix it they will fix the country, fix the fuel price, fix everything on be fix it niema nyina ba ye fine e dem live ewo Abreport Junction Santase Patasi Station michia drivers ewo ho no nyina Starboy e de ne die efri eye ahafo mem airport eho no hwe e de efri e da se na afi Amisco Spelele Kaswa enso ese how akum se traso yo else super weekend news papa live otie ewo Republic of Kaswa yo special greetings enkoma 17 na afi Obatam package mfo a KK e de ne die Africa so anso ne de baaye Kaswa America Town Kenke House aka Hawaba and was say what ye news no e de free Kenke House ho e no e wo Kaswa afei tactics mine eso hwe e de free amekom kumase he ya kodwa sempa furniture works de dum ene obutu a wo bo na dwuma ya wo hwe e de free ene wo da Jesus yasese na dawroma ene nso wo de akyeye Evans eni tutuka oboase for mo ho ya de bia be fine wate na wo se emfa ho ne sede wiati nyina economy atete apansa magana de agensire peni pataku nyina no enye JDM ne hodi e mamu fuma ni nkira ho kra JDM ne dezi mo wura fia na na mo short memory wo ho de mo short memory a mo fa nko here nza mo de kwa mama zadum so okay mo fa nko mo de kwode a ene mo amu jejereje de bi mamu fa nko hokora wonim se nana ni ba omia wudu o enti mamu fa nko ma Mr Dum so kora de papa no mfa nko na Evans se wachia Steven team afei na nabi na hope impo yo wachia wonu nyina aso pepe Prophet Emmanuel Amwa Calvary Redemption Church mesori papa ena de nyame asem banda na se no ma memfama kwame ofori aboaje da zero na mesemufo ofalasa na kwaje abonso menanase na fei newsma adwumafo nyina mena wonum nyina se na asia no nso bi nkoma teacher Kofiskatuo za no pe wa ma pampem no ahye me ko moden teacher me da se pa samso na technicians we fi ha nyina ye da omu nyina ase omu na ye chinchin fruma ni nyina da ma wote enka ba bibia wowo na no pe de same eno aye adwuma ni nyina fekọ ede amamie na wobi de abeja yen so opedai single room pen wo pa anya da jenjire bia single room a wonya ya sha ha ni kro from ni CPC he ya adoato de we ade nkwanta ko eminim ba bia la ade nkwanta ne mpatam ha ya ba bia na ni beje pa wo ya no nya yi poje bi wani ba oba ntini wa do da duane ho a kere ni beje enti wo bia wo da ni bie no na wada roma wa frɛ 0543 260126 0543260126 yenya dani bia yebedo ase pa yebeda wase papa to adaroma eya aboye na yenya bi eni a woti ye eyami o mrantie nua ba maame efom wa kafena wowura baacha a wo medoma me chiawa no pai ena fe akoda nyame ena bra kwame eni wo ma tom paboa wo Santos Hotel nim honum ni nyina wo mo mfa Sika FM ni agrokra so bi preachi e wo opposite wo no mo babi ami bi ton dokno ni ade no ho na so fu o ya de pa so fu no me pena sempa me che wo ma wo honum nyina yankopon hyehye obi bia waje mu etieti ni esiri akwalese nyina sa bre die Prophet Emmanuel Amwa e de nyame asem toaso
Sikka FM 89.5